Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. If you are new here, my name is Melanie and I love to talk about all things hair. In today's video, we are going to be talking about how to refresh your waves. We're going to be diving into what products you should use depending on your hair that day. Should you brush through your hair? Should you not brush through your hair? Should you use gel, mousse, leave-in, water, cream? All of those things we're going to be discussing today, how you can decide for yourself what works best for you. I'm also going to show you my thought process through the refresh that I did today, so stay tuned at the end for that. If you are not already, please subscribe to my channel. That will help me so much. I would really appreciate it. And then stick around for more of my videos, such as this one. Well guys, without further ado, let's get into the video. So first things first, we must talk about to brush or not to brush. So, brushing your hair can be a part of your refresh. I will go ahead and say, if you have curly or coily hair, aka a tighter curl pattern than mine, then I would highly suggest not brushing your hair. This can cause more damage than good, and it's just gonna leave your hair poofy and unmanageable. So I would definitely skip the brush if you are curly or coily. However, if you have wavy hair, you have the option of brushing your hair in between washes. One of the benefits of dry brushing your hair is that your hair is less tangly on your wash day. So it's very helpful to kind of get those tangles out in between. When it comes to refreshing, let's talk about some of the reasons you should brush your hair. Number one, brushing your hair is a good scalp stimulation. It promotes hair growth. It also will help add the natural oils back into your hair. When you brush from your scalp down, you will bring those natural oils down from your scalp to your ends. Another reason that you should brush your hair in between washes is because it can sometimes help reform your wave clumps. For me personally, I use a brush when I am refreshing, and that is because my hair looks very stringy the next day when I don't use a brush. I feel like the brush gives my hair more clumps to kind of cling onto, and that's what happened today. You can see that there's this big wave right here because I used a brush for refreshing. The third reason you might want to use a brush for refresh is it helps give you volume. For me, I crave more volume over definition, and this helps. It makes my hair slightly poofy before I wet it down, and I like that. I think that it makes my hair just have more volume, and it just looks a little more messy, and I like that look. So that's another reason why you should use a brush. Now let's talk about why you shouldn't use a brush. Number one, if you have these really defined wave or curl clumps on day one, you're gonna get rid of them if you brush your hair. When you brush your hair, it's kind of resetting your hair every day. So I like it because it kind of gives me a new pattern every day. However, if you are so in love with your day one hair, you're not going to want to use a brush because it's just going to mess all of that up. Second reason you shouldn't use a brush is kind of the opposite of one of the reasons you should. If you like more defined wave clumps or curl clumps, then you're not going to want to use a brush. The brush creates volume. No brush creates definition. So again, it's almost kind of like pick and choose, but more volume, less volume. It really is a personal preference if you want to use a brush or not. Again, if you have wavy hair, I would highly suggest just trying both out. Go one wash day where you don't use a brush on your refreshes, and then go another one where you do use a brush on your refresh, and just see which one you like better. All right, so now that we have talked about brushes, no brushes, let's talk about the thing that is going to be the most consistent in your refresh: water. Water is key to a good refresh. Unless you woke up the next day with absolutely perfect hair, you have to do nothing to it, which sometimes happens, but not often. then you will probably need water. Water can reactivate all of the products that are in your hair from wash day. So all of those products that you put in, they do not go to waste. Instead, use your water. This will reactivate them, help them to spring your hair back up to life. And sometimes you're good to go right after water. That's all you gotta do. I use a spray bottle to wet my hair down. You can use a spray bottle. You can just get your hands wet and kind of glaze over. Any way to get your hair wet, not soaking wet, just damp, just enough to reactivate your products. Anything will work. Let's talk about products to use when you are refreshing. There are so many products that you could use to refresh. You can use mousse, you can use gel, you can use cream, leave-in, anything that you could use on a regular wash day. But the big question that you probably have all been asking this entire time is, but Melanie, how do I know which product to use? And I'm going to tell you. The most important thing to remember while you're picking a product to use to refresh is, what does my hair feel like? Second most important is, what does my hair look like before my refresh? So, what does my hair feel like today? So a couple of keywords to think about when we're thinking about how our hair feels. Does it feel dry? Does it feel really soft? Does it feel icky, like there's a lot of product on it? Those things are very important to decide which product, if any product at all, you are going to use on your hair. If your hair's feeling dry, that means that your hair needs more moisture to it, more softness. So I would recommend a leave-in conditioner or a cream. Whichever one you choose to use is fine. If you want a more lightweight product, I'd go with a leave-in. If you want kind of extreme moisture, I would go with a cream. If you feel like your hair is too soft, then I would recommend gel or a mousse. When our hair is too soft, that means that it does not have the hold that it needs for our refresh. So again, going with a gel is going to give you nice hold. Going with a mousse is going to give you a bit more of a cast, so it might give you better hold. It just kind of depends on the product. But a gel or a mousse would be perfect for when your hair feels too soft. If you feel like your hair has a bunch of products in it already, then skip the product refresh. Just go with water. Chances are that that water is going to reactivate all of your products enough to give you a little bit of cast or to give you a little bit of a lift in your curl pattern. Sometimes it can be easy for us to use products a little too much. So this is going to be the hard one to kind of overcome is, okay, I don't need product right now, so just use the water. Now let's talk about how our hair looks. So we've picked the product that we're using. Now we need to decide, does my hair look like it needs help with curl definition? Is your hair kind of lifeless and hanging down, or is it still kind of got some of the curl in it? It's just frizzy. If you feel like your curls are very limp and they've lost their spring, then I would suggest going with a product with protein in it. That's going to bring that spring back up into your hair. If you feel like your hair has great curl definition, but it's just really frizzy, then that's when I would suggest a product with more moisture. Frizz means we have a lack of moisture in our hair. And so again, whether you chose leave-in, cream, gel, or mousse, the moisture is where I would go for that one. So to sum things up, because I know this is a lot of information, we first decide, do we want to use a brush or not? Second, we decide what kind of product we need based on how our hair feels and based on how it looks. When we do based on how it feels, we're picking what kind of product, example, leave-in, cream, gel, mousse. And when we are thinking about how it looks, we are picking what ingredient we need, such as protein or moisture. So now that we've gone over this method, let's now get onto my refresh that I did today on my hair that you now see the results of. So let's talk about my refresh today. I am coming at you with day 3 hair, I think, and I always go for the brush out method. I just like to run a brush through my hair. Again, if you have curly or coily hair, I would not suggest brushing out, but as a wavy girl, I have the option and it's not going to be too much stress on my hair. So I like to go for volume rather than definition. So I choose the brush out method. Now, this is my second refresh on this hair, and yesterday I did a gel refresh because my hair was really soft. Today, I feel like my hair feels a little producty, so I'm just going to do water. Nothing else, just water. So I have my spray bottle right here. This is not Tresemme heat protection. This is just water. My original water bottle actually broke. I dropped it too many times. And so it broke completely, but I have been able to revive this bottle. I just rinsed it out a bunch and everything, and now I use it for my water. Actually, back it up. We first need to put in some dry shampoo because if you look right here, I'm starting to get a little oily looking. So I'm using the Kristen Ess Style Reviving Dry Shampoo. Come on, focus. And I'm just going to spray it, especially in my bang area, right along my part, right at the crown. And then I like to spray it in this front hair section and right at the nape of my neck. So again, over here, front section, nape of my neck. This not only helps to absorb those excess oils, but it also just helps to give even more volume to my hair. So now that I'm done with that, I'll kind of run my fingers through my hair because I forgot my brush. And now I'm going to take the water and I'm just going to spray kind of a coating all around my hair. Once I've done that to one side, I'll kind of smooth in the water and then I will scrunch. And I don't feel like the back part of my hair got enough water. I'm not trying to get it soaking wet. I'm just trying to get it kind of damp, if you will. And of course, the longer I go refreshing my hair, the more difficult it is going to be for the waves to come back. That's just kind of how it works. That's also how it works with the no brush refresh. It's just how your waves work. So now I'm gonna kind of bring that other section that I wet over to this area. And I have always gotta cover my face. And then again, smoothing the water in and scrunching. So I can tell with my hair right now that I still have a good bit of that hold in there. So I'm definitely not going to add any products. At this point, if you did refresh your hair with only water and then you feel like, it still doesn't feel like there's a lot of product in there, then you can still add in whatever product you choose, your gel, your mousse, your cream, your leave-in, whatever you decide. This side has a lot more hair, so it takes a lot more water. All right, now, when we bring it to the front, we see that my curls, or waves, are much wavier than they were. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go diffuse my hair. Normally I would just let this air dry, but to save me some time in filming, we're gonna speed it up with some diffusing. So I'll be right back. All right guys, and here are my finished refresh results. All I did was kind of scrunch out a little bit of crunch that I had, and then I just kind of shook my head over like that to make it nice and floofy. So if this is not enough for you, like for example, I don't love this bang area today, so, you know, we'll do a little twist and then a little bobby pin. Whenever I bobby pin, I always like to make sure that it's under a layer of hair. And there we go. There's my refresh officially, guys. Well, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below letting me know how you like to refresh your hair. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.